And then when you want to sell it, Den,
it's peaking now, so it would be a lot more difficult to sell. That's,
and you've got to keep up with the brand new apartments.
Yeah.
And they've got all these flashy people. They swoon you from the airport.
Yeah.
They limo drive you to the complex. There's champagne. They show you the brochures. They take you to a beautiful show home. It's very hard for people to compete with that when they do want to get out.
It is. It is very difficult, and it has certainly changed from 5 or 6 years ago when I started. I mean, selling out there was a wonderful, easy game, and a lot of people were doing it. I think it's reaching a sort of saturation point now. I wouldn't think it was too difficult to sell, but not quite sure sort of what's going to happen in the future. The other thing I've noticed that in the Sunday and weekend papers, whereas you used to have 5 or 6 pages of massive companies advertising properties abroad to sell, it's down now basically to a page on Saturday or Sunday. So I think that the market generally has peaked without a doubt.
All right, thank you very much.
You'll enjoy it.
Thank you very much, Dan. It's Big Al and the Doc on Isle of Wight Radio and on Solent TV. Today we're asking you about holiday properties. Anything you want to say, good or bad, about timeshare, holiday properties, no matter what country. We've also asked you about Natasha Bedingfield and that song. Do you agree? Should it be taken off of breakfast shows? Because we don't want kids on the school run singing along to it. And fights. Now, we'll come back in a mo and we'll continue to discuss those subjects.
What a dull phone-in, isn't it? Why is it
They're
dull?
good subjects, aren't they? Come on, what about all the times you were up at the winning post and there were, when you were 17 and there were fights?
No, we never had a fight. Would have run a mile from a fight. I wouldn't want to...
No, I'm not talking about getting involved in maybe watching or something like that.
No. If I even sniffed a fight breaking out, I'd have run a mile.
And then, I think that song, that's a good one. It's only a yay or nay, but it's a good one. But maybe people don't care.
I did listen to Anna Rayburn yesterday, and Anna Rayburn was doing How Would You Like to Be Remembered, and I must have heard her for about 30 minutes, struggling like mad. No one was calling. And I always think this is London, 15, 20, 25 million people, and she is struggling to get calls on how do you want to be remembered.
Yeah, I had someone in London the other day, and they did at least 40 minutes without a call. Just weren't getting calls, and thousands of people are listening, but they're not calling. Mind you, it's Easter holidays, and the lines are always quiet in the Easter holidays. This is a long break. Oh, we're flogging a dead horse today.
Not half. I thought it would be exciting when I came back. 3 Tookie Williams ideas. You've got the
well, at least I had 3 ideas.
The only 2 men on the Isle of Wight who've got a holiday home. We've had them.
All right, we put some subjects up for you on the phone in today, and the lines are pretty quiet. Not embarrassingly quiet, because you and I are beyond embarrassment.
That's true. Yeah.
It's getting there. Hello, line 1. Who's that?
Is that me, Alex?
Lorraine Doc. Doc Lorraine.
Lorraine, hello. I haven't spoken to you for a long, long time. Are you ringing to tell us that you bought a holiday home?
No.
Oh.
Lorraine has had her Isle of Wight Radio ASBO lifted yesterday, Doc. So you can now approach the radio station
so
again,
you were
Lorraine.
even more desperate yesterday than you are today.
No, Lorraine promised that you'd get some young kids here who were desperate for jobs. So desperate for jobs, though, they couldn't be bothered to...
I'll tell you why, Alex, because I took them all through the yellow pages yesterday, finding all the hotels, and they were in my house all afternoon. And they've all had
smoking,
interviews.
Lorraine?
They've all got interviews, and they're, I said...
How many of them?
4.
I don't believe you. Yesterday you had 4 out-of-work youngsters.
No, they're at school, Alex. They're teenagers. They're out of school, on school holidays.
All right.
They all want Saturday jobs. And I sent my granddaughter, because she was in the county press. We got the county press. They went through that. There wasn't much in there, so I went all through the yellow pages with them, and we were finding out, like all the hotel names and different things. And
what exactly do they want to do in the hotels?
Be dancers.
They don't care what they do. Whether
entertainment.
And washing up. They're kids, Doc. They don't care what they do. Waitress and washing up, cleaning, anything. They just want to make some money.
What do they want to do with the money? It's not fags and booze,
No, my granddaughter and most of them, they've got a holiday to go to in Italy.
Oh, lovely.
And they want to save up their spending money.
Who are they going with to Italy? Because they're quite young, aren't they?
School.
The school.
School trip, Medina High.
Ah, fantastic. So they need some. So they've all got jobs. That's good news then, Lorraine. Well done.
I think I reckon it's brilliant.
I thought maybe you were. They couldn't be. You know, they'd all stayed in bed and they couldn't be bothered to get here, and you were covering for them. Right now, what do you think about this record by Natasha Bedingfield? I Want to Have Your Babies.
No, I don't think that should be played. I think there's enough of all that about. The teenagers don't need too much, I think.
We're still, I think, leading the way in Europe for girls at 16 having babies, aren't we?
Yeah, but don't forget the boys. They're as naughty as the girls.
Of course they are.
Then I thought for a moment there you meant boys are having babies too.
It's a funny old world, but it's not that
I
funny.
know we have some genetic mutations on the island, thanks to the years and years of crossbreeding, but I didn't think that had quite happened yet.
Look, I said don't mention Roxall. Anyway, what else did you want to say, Lorraine?
I wanted to phone up about the fight.
Yes, good old Punchups.
You've seen a few in your time, Lorraine,
Lorraine's been in a few.
If we can believe what we read in the local paper.
What did you want to say, Lorraine, about fights before we go to Nigel?
Well, when I was a teenager, we used to go to Lakeside on a Friday, Castle in Ryde on a Saturday, and there was always fights, rumbles, whatever you like to call them, but it was always 1-to-1. You would never have 6 guys picking on one guy. And when Newport, Cows come up to Newport because Newport challenged Cows, and they had a big fight over the park.
How many?
I reckon there was about 40 people there.
Really?
Yeah. But they still only fought 1-to-1.
They were all men fighting over Lorraine at that time.
Oh, don't be stupid. No, they were all teenagers like myself, but it was only 1-to-1.
And I bet they didn't kick someone when they were down, did they?
No, they never.
Lorraine,
No.
last year, because you were involved in a fracas, a scuffle, I think we could say. Was that kind of just punching or slapping or pushing
I
or?
don't know what you're talking about, Doc. What fucker?
The one on the
the boat.
When you got you were on the boat and they
Threw
drop you
you
off
off.
on the beach? No, they didn't throw.
So I don't know what you're on about, Doc.
Well, it was in the paper,
I tell you
Lorraine.
what, Doc, that I did bring up to Alex the other day. I know how old you are because last January you were done for speeding, weren't you? And your age was given as 40.
They got the wrong age. I'm like Alex. I'm early 40s.
47 now.
I'm not. I swear.
Goodbye.
I swear I'm not, Lorraine.
Lorraine, before you go, see, you've upset her now because Lorraine was on a boat last year, and they had to stop the boat, and then they dropped them off.
She told us what had happened.
Yeah, in the marina.
She was with her daughter.
Hang on, we'll get back to that because Nigel's been waiting. Hello, Nigel.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome back, Doc. Nice to hear a sensible voice in the background there. I just wanted to phone up about the fight thing, just to lighten the thing up a little bit. I, as you know, spent many years in the nightclub industry and seen plenty of fights. But one year, I think it was probably about 87 when we opened Booker T's at Newport. We had a fancy dress party on New Year's Eve. Nothing unusual there, really. Everyone does. And a big group of people came. I think some of them were dressed as Alice in Wonderland characters, but there was one little group of people and they were dressed as things off of Noddy. There was Noddy and Big Ears and all that. And most fights, as I find it, normally it's around some sort of domestic situation. You know, you're looking at my girlfriend, or you know, you've moved my girlfriend's handbag, or it's just something like that. But this, at this particular time, these people that arrived together had fallen out for whatever reason. And about midnight, you know, good will for all men, Happy New Year and all that. Big Ears was on top of Noddy, pummeling her head against the ground. It took the doorman about 5 minutes to stop laughing before they could sort it out because they found it so funny. I wish we'd had videos and CCTV in those days. It would have made a fortune. But
Nigel, at that party on New Year's Eve, was the bloke in the gorilla suit there?
there was always one in the...
Yeah, there's always one in the gorilla. He'd always got too hot after half hour and decided to take the head off.
Yeah, which makes it a mockery, doesn't it?
Do you think they were more innocent times? I mean, I know, unfortunately, people were glassed in the 70s and...